Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember. Involve me, and I learn. Either write something worth reading, or do something worth writing. Well done is better than well said. Never leave that till tomorrow, which you can do today. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. We must indeed all hang together, or most assuredly, we will all hang separately. 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. Lost time is never found again. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. It takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it. Guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. You may delay, but time will not. When in doubt, don't. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom, and no such thing as public liberty without freedom of speech. Life's tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. Honesty is the best policy. Time is money. The Constitution only gives people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. He that displays too often his wife and his wallet is in danger of having both of them borrowed. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Energy and persistence conquer all things. When you're finished changing, you're finished. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbours, and let every new year find you a better man. There are 3 things extremely hard: steal, a diamond, and to know oneself. It is the working man who is the happy man. It is the idle man who is the miserable man. There was never a good war or a bad peace. He who falls in love with himself will have no rivals. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. Remember not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. Observe all men, thyself most. He that sows thorns should never go barefoot. Being ignorant is not so much a shame as being unwilling to learn. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. Don't throw stones at your neighbours if your own windows are glass. Experience keeps a dear school, but fools will learn in no other. He that rises late must trot all day. Tricks and treachery are the practice of fools that don't have brains enough to be honest. He that can have patience can have what he will. Employ thy time well, if thou meanest to gain leisure. Hide not your talents, they for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? Rebellion against tyrants is obedience to God. At 20 years of age the will reigns, at 30 the wit, and at 40 the judgment. A good conscience is a continual Christmas. Do not fear mistakes, you will know failure. Continue to reach out. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. He that composes himself is wiser than he that composes a book. Never confuse motion with action. Write injuries in dust, benefits in marble. A false friend and a shadow attend only while the sun shines. Anger is never without reason, but seldom with a good one. Work as if you were to live 100 years. Pray as if you were to die tomorrow. He that is of the opinion money will do everything, may well be suspected of doing everything for money. Half a truth is often a great lie. Many foxes grow grey, but few grow good. He that would live in peace and at ease must not speak all he knows or all he sees. God helps those who help themselves. As we must account for every idle word, so must we account for every idle silence. If time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. I have never entered into any controversy in defense of my philosophical opinions. I leave them to take their chance in the world. If they are right, truth and experience will support them. If wrong, they ought to be refuted and rejected. Disputes are apt to sour one's temper and disturb one's quiet. To follow by faith alone is to follow blindly. I am for doing good to the poor, but I differ in opinions about the means. I think the best way of doing good to the poor is not making them easy in poverty, but leading or driving them out of it. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. The eye of the master will do more work than both his hands. Distrust and caution are the parents of security. Your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. Rather go to bed without dinner than to rise in debt. It is easier to prevent bad habits than to break them. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some. There are 3 faithful friends, an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. Eat to please thyself, but dress to please others. How few there are who have courage enough to own their faults, or resolution enough to mend them. Necessity never made a good bargain. Creditors have better memories than debtors. Words may show a man's wit, but actions his meaning. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles. A penny saved is a penny earned. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it is. Trouble springs from idleness, and grievous toil from needless ease. He that waits upon fortune is never sure of a dinner. Admiration is the daughter of ignorance. He that won't be counselled can't be helped. The strictest law sometimes becomes the severest injustice. The use of money is all the advantage there is in having it. Buy what thou hast no need of, and ere long thou shalt sell thy necessities. I conceive that the great part of the miseries of mankind are brought upon them by false estimates they have made of the value of things. If all printers were determined not to print anything till they were sure it would offend nobody, there would be very little printed. Wealth is not his that has it, but his that enjoys it. The worst wheel of the cart makes the most noise. He that speaks much is much mistaken. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. For having lived long, I have experienced many instances of being obliged, by better information or fuller consideration, to change opinions, even on important subjects which I once thought right, but found to be otherwise.